This is Monday, August 24th, 2015, for the CUSEN-wide Google Hangouts call. We're waiting for members to arrive. Hello?
Hello there.
Happy Monday. David is running a little bit late. I'm waiting to hear back from him, but about 10 minutes ago he was almost into his hotel room. He's traveling for work. Joy, I had you in here twice, so I went with ejecting your presence that was not active. It may be on your phone. We're not able to hear you. You might want to unmute your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to be on this bigger screen. My phone rang first and I answered it. But this is the better option.
Yeah, I can see and hear you very well. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
We're just waiting on a few people, and I'm waiting to hear back from David.
Shannon, I don't know if you saw Colleen's message. Apparently her she got disconnected and she asked you to add her back to the call.
Thanks. Yeah, I just saw that. Okay.
Shannon, how can I make my sound better?
You should be able to control your PC volume.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Do you have speakers, or is the speakers inside the PC?
Inside the PC.
If you've maxed the volume out on your PC, then that's probably it. I can hear myself from somebody's computer.
I'm using my phone, Janet.
Okay. Hi, Todd. Lillian. Barry.
Hello. Can you guys hear my voice?
Yes.
Often I'll use headphones to keep the feedback down on my own machine. I have a built-in microphone and speakers. And sometimes if I'm speaking, there's feedback.
Hi, Lillian.
We can't hear Lillian, but she is definitely present.
I have no idea how to unmute it. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, and David's on his way.
Hey Shannon, I have a request. It may go to you. I like the online registration for the network gathering, but I have people that can't really use a piece of paper too.
So the registration form you can do online. Somebody can print out. The person can fill it out. And then the information. David, we're gonna send out the new. A lot of feedback. You need a printable version.
Oh.
Hi, David.
Hey.
Joy, do you need a printable version?
There's so much feedback, I can't really understand you. Yeah, I need something different than online for my older phone.
Okay, I'll get with you on that. I think the feedback is coming from your speakers. Do you have headphones or something that you can use?
Oh, let's see.
I have 2 Colleens.
Now you only have one.
I don't know which is which though.
Let me log out of that one. Okay.
All right.
I'm on my iPad now.
Okay. All right. I want to do a quick sound check with everybody. David.
I'm here.
Barry.
I'm here.
Kathy.
I'm here.
Lillian.
I'm here.
Steve.
Yes, Mike and I are here.
Todd.
Yes, I'm here.
Colleen.
Here.
Joy. So we can't hear Joy.
There.
Okay.
I'm trying to get I've got my headphones set on.
Okay. All right. Feedback is real low now. I think we're good for now. Okay, David. We're ready.
Okay. I've got EPA training here in Springfield, so I've been driving to Springfield all day, and I got here just in time. So Todd, would you want to open us up in prayer?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Loving Creator, we thank you for your presence in our lives and for being with us as we gather to plan a conference and to see what each of our churches are doing to join in solidarity with one another. Be with us as we do the work of your church, as we do the business of your church, as we become inspired, and as we change and exchange ideas and support one another in the important work that we do for you. And we pray all of these things in your most holy and precious names. Amen.
Amen.
So before we ooh, I hear an echo. Okay, there it goes. Before we go around, I wanted to say a few things here, and some of this may be, I guess, new news to some people. Margaret is retiring, and she has a final service that's the last Sunday in September. Will be her final service. And that is September the 27th, that last Sunday. So I guess if anybody can get to the Columbus Church, there is that her last service is the 27th. I think the church is doing some kind of a celebration for her October 11th, but her last Sunday there is officially the 27th of September. So it would be great if some of us from other churches can be there to sort of celebrate with Margaret as she moves into retirement. And several of us were at Elizabethtown service Sunday a week ago, and it was a very somber service, but Reverend Robin did a wonderful job of using the time for allowing people to grieve, but also giving inspiration for moving forward and moving ahead. But it was very inspirational. I know that he recorded it. And Robin, Barry, did you have a chance to see his final sermon there?
No, we've been having some IT problems, but after we get them solved, I'm very much looking forward
to seeing that. And just as an update, Robin and I spent some time yesterday with the congregation cleaning out the worship space and preparing to give it back to the landlord. And they have 2 or 3 churches that are interested in immediately moving in and starting church services at that space. So in addition to donating many things to Louisville and hopefully to Paducah and other places, there may be a number of things that will be donated to whichever church takes over that worship space in Elizabethtown. So we're continuing to be in touch with some of the folks there and just be a gentle encouragement through all of this.
So it really was a moving service, and I do know that many people that I talked with there are planning to go to Louisville. I don't think it's like 35 minutes away or so, something like that. But that was a lot of what people were telling me when I was down there last weekend. Margaret and Sheena were also there as well, participating in the service, and and things, and the letters from all the churches were read during the service. So
Also,
Joy, your letter was read. So thank you for that. Go ahead,
also,
Barry.
just as another update, some of the members of Elizabethtown congregation are hoping to have a LGBTQ-friendly social activity once a month in Central Kentucky. It would not be MCC, and it would not be necessarily a spiritual activity, but we're hoping that something might work out that way.
Well, they did start that LGBTQ center, so hopefully maybe some fruits from that will continue if they try to gather once a month like that. That'd be good. So this about Margaret's service last Sunday of September. I know that that's only about a month away, but if some people can attend that would be great to send her off as she retires from her.
What time is their worship service?
Usually at 10:30.
David, that's probably going to be MCC Louisville's last service in their building. Correct, Reverend Colleen?
Yes, I was going to say that when I talked about Louisville, but that is our anticipated final day of service in our Highland Avenue building. Did you all hear that?
Yeah, I think we lost David.
Yeah.
I just know that Barry and I are both committed to being in the last worship service at Louisville.
Yeah, and I have another commitment too, but FYI, everyone, I sent David another invitation. Let's see, that was E-Town. So let's, Steve, what's the update in West Virginia?
We've had a couple new visitors this month, so that's been good. We had one visitor the first Sunday of the month. However, she hasn't been back yet, but hopefully she will. And then we had a new visitor yesterday.
Great. And how about any updates on those with health reports or anything like that?
I'm not
Okay.
sure I understand that question.
I just know we had a few people in your area that were on our prayer reports, and I was just wondering if maybe if there was any updates.
No, we still need prayers for a lot of our congregation has ongoing health issues.
Okay. What's going on in Dayton?
There we go. Well, things are going well. We have 3 children regularly coming now, and it's been great fun to include them in worship. Really delightful things like not only lighting the candles, but standing as the acolyte during communion. We even included him in some percussion with the singing. And that's just been delightful. Of course, it made me mindful that I need to teach Safe Sanctuary, so I have that scheduled. That's the program by the United Methodists that I'm familiar with, and has really good guidelines, so we're going to do that. I have now had, let's see, is it 3 legal weddings since June 26th, and I have another one this coming Saturday. So we love having wedding season here with the celebration that means. We had an offer finally on our building. We've been listing it for about 5 months, and so the board did some very serious consideration. Unfortunately, they've turned down our counter offer, but it did help solidify with both the board and the congregation what we need. A little bit in a quandary about land contract agreements that my realtor says that that's what we're going to get since we have a smaller building. And those are pretty, they feel risky. So if anyone else has done a land contract agreement, I'd love feedback on that. We, of course, would love to sell the building outright and have a nest egg then. I think that's about all for me.
Okay. Good. Okay. I have David on the phone. The internet in the hotel is not doing well, so let me change my technology real quick so that we can put David on speakerphone.
Can you hear me?
Can everybody hear me and David?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
We just finished with Dayton. We moved. We went to West Virginia, then Dayton, and I was going to ask about Pittsburgh next.
Okay, and I guess ask Todd to and when shares with Pittsburgh also sort of fill us in on the facilities and how excited they are about us having the network coming up there this fall in October.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, actually, things are good. Things are starting to quiet down after our move. Things were pretty tense for a while. Just to fill everybody in, we had been renting an Episcopal church that was empty, and the diocese decided to sell the building. So they gave us a couple months' notice to find another location. And I knew and said at the meeting that when we were meeting with them, I said that that would create a lot of acting out and a lot of panic, and it did. I just wasn't prepared for how much acting out. It was the insecurity of just not knowing where we would go, and meeting a lot of resistance and a lot of rejection that an MCC congregation would just not be welcome in various churches or various places, and trying to find something affordable because I had negotiated a really, really nice deal with the diocese. And we were fortunate to find a Lutheran church just about a quarter mile away from where we were, and they accepted the exact same deal of what we were paying with the diocese to pay them. So it couldn't have worked out better. We're in the parish house, which was their original worship space, and so there's no conflict as far as worship space. We have our own worship space. It's working out great. People are loving it, and some people who had stopped attending have started attending again, and so things are evening out, and it's starting to work and work well. As for the conference coming up, we will be in the main church facility. I have sent a video. Unfortunately, it took a while to figure out how to get it sent because the video that we took was very large. So I finally figured out how to send it, and I've sent it to David. That shows where we'll be holding the business and workshop part. There are many rooms available to us. We'll have worship in the sanctuary. It's a beautiful kitchen. So things are working well, and we're just excited and looking forward to it.
Well, thanks, Todd. I'm having a hard time.
Ooh.
Did everybody get
Was everybody here, Todd? Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the recording, if anything. I heard you clearly.
Okay. I guess Shannon reminds everybody that September the 16th is the last day that people can get the hotel at the reduced rate.
September 16th.
Right, September 16th is the day that locker rooms with the reduced rate. That's the cutoff time that everybody's making reservations by then.
Yeah, if everybody looks at the registration information, September 16th is the last day to register for the Red Roof Inn discount that we get for the conference in Pittsburgh in October. So basically 30 days, a month before our conference is the last day we can register for a hotel room at a discount price. So that's coming up.
I know we're doing check-in, but can we talk about the gathering a little more?
Yeah, we can talk about the gathering. Yeah, we can talk about the gathering when we finish with the check-in.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to Paducah.
Well, last Sunday we had 4 people to join the congregation. I'm enjoying my retirement from my secular job, and it's nice to have time to visit people in the hospital, not around my lunch hour or directly after work. We're having a little bit of financial problems, just the summer slump, and not quite enough to pay all the bills. Hopefully that will be taken care of soon. We did have someone decided they could help themselves to 2 of our guitars out of our praise band, so we have praying for the person. We think we know who it is who did it, and they're heavily involved in drugs, so we ask for prayers for her. Other than that, everything is going well. Starting in September, we'll start back up with our Bible study on Wednesday evening, and I'll start having office hours 2 days a week. So far, that's all the plans that we have for September, except for the open house we'll have here on Labor Day for our congregation. And of course, Kathy and Robin, you're invited. We do have, I want to thank Kathy for giving me 2 weeks vacation. It's something I've never had in a row, and I really appreciate that. Kathy, you're doing a wonderful ministry, and I hope everybody is taking advantage of that. Thanks a lot.
I'm glad to do it.
Okay, good. Let's go ahead and Louisville, could you check in with us, Colleen?
Sure. As Kathy had alluded to, we are anticipating our final service in Louisville at the Highland Avenue building will be September 27th. We're going to be receiving a call in the next day or so about the roof that needs to be repaired before our new buyer will take over our property. So we're hoping everything goes well with that. And like Joy, I have also been doing weddings. As of this Saturday, I will have done 6 weddings, and 2 of those weddings were for people outside of the church, and the rest were for church members. We have found a new building to lease. It's not a church building, it's in an office building, and it's actually got 2 floors, with the sanctuary will be downstairs in a 1,200 square foot room. And then there's an elevator going up to the 2nd floor where all of our offices and meeting space will be. Those of you who have been to Louisville know we have this huge kitchen downstairs. Well, that kitchen becomes a break room kitchen. So I'm anticipating more potlucks than full-blown meals prepared by the church. But, you know, we all know this is temporary. And so our lease is for 2 years. And hopefully in that time period, we will find a place where we want to move that's going to suit all of our needs. But we're excited about it. I preached about that on Sunday, about leaving traditions behind and moving forward. And yet we're taking part of what we had as our tradition with us. When E-Town, they generously donated their padded chairs for our new sanctuary. They gave us the, I don't know how old it is, but it's an antique altar that had been at Louisville, had been down in Lexington, then in E-Town, and now it's back to Louisville. So that's exciting. And then we took our church pews, some of them, and we took them to the wood shop at the local prison. And the wood shop is going to create us a new communion table / altar and a new pulpit / lectern. So we will be bringing tradition with us while we establish new ways of doing worship in this new space. So it's quite exciting. Everything is kind of up in the air until we hear for sure, you know, when our closing is going to be. But I have already put together a closing worship, and I've got a new one for dedication, which probably will be after our cousin network. I don't want to be rushing us too fast, and hopefully several of our members will be coming to the network conference in Pittsburgh. So that's all I have, except Shannon, do you know if you did receive my online registration for the conference?
I hadn't received anything as of 2 days ago. Let me check right now.
Yeah, I sent it up as soon as it went out. I filled it out and sent it back.
Yeah, I have Colleen, Robin White, Barry, Steve, and Mike. So
I don't know why it didn't get through. It was on my laptop because I wanted to make sure, you know, being gluten-free, I want to make sure I always get that in there early.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah, no, those are the ones that I have now, and that could have been me. I just had to fix my computer again, so so that's who I have in the registrations that went through are Colleen,
Okay.
Robin, Barry, Steve, and Mike Shields.
Okay.
So cool, thank you.
So that's all for Louisville.
David, are you back?
I'm back.
I haven't received them. If I have, I don't know where they are, but I'll go look on the cousins page.
Yeah, it's a form. We sent it out. Do you get the newsletter, Lillian?
I get it, but I have to admit sometimes I just forward it to my lay delegate.
Okay. We're gonna send out another copy of the form and a better version of a printable form so that people can mail them in if they don't have internet access or whatever. So I'll make sure that you get on the list for when we send the form back out.
I'd appreciate it because I've got myself, Suzette, and then our lay delegate will be coming.
Okay, will do. So let's see. So I have the Columbus report, and then Indianapolis is the last of the check-ins. So for Columbus, as you heard David say, Margaret's retirement day is the last Sunday in September 27th. And then the congregation is planning to do a celebration of her ministry on October 11th. So that's a anniversary of her ministry. And so the congregation is also committed to maintaining their church status as long as possible. The conversation continues with the Office of Church Life and Health regarding their situation. The remodeling of the building is almost finished. The floors are in. The drywall is finished, and they're just wrapping up the painting and the trim work. And then they'll be posting photos of the remodeling to Facebook and the website if anybody wants to check out the remodeling photos. And that's the report for Columbus. We just have Indianapolis left, David.
Okay. We have a family retreat gathering for families with kids that's happening the weekend of Labor Day. That'll take place in Brown County, Indiana. They'll be renting some small cabins, and there's lots of fun things and all for the kids and families to do. Normally 10 to 15 families participate in that. Our registration is ongoing right now, so I'm not sure what we have going on right there at this point. We're looking at having an art auction or some kind of a big fundraising event to kick off another campaign for building. We're trying to prioritize things that are really necessary for what we need in the building right now, and we're having a really hard time with bathrooms. And so right now, a design for the restrooms, a new design for the restrooms, giving more restroom space for both the men and women is in process right now. So we're trying to get that implemented as soon as we can, because that's sort of been an ongoing problem. Probably for too long now. And the missions board at Life Journey, we just approved. We're going to be doing a new trip in Guatemala, and the first time we're going to go is going to be the end of September, early October next year, 2016. Normally we've been going to Navajo Nation every year, but we're going to start alternating and doing Navajo Nation odd years and Guatemala even years. And it's with a organization that's actually, it's a Methodist organization, but the guy is based out of Indiana, so we've been able to talk with him extensively, and we're really excited about participating in that program. So that's about it for this next month at Life Journey.
Okay. And we have some questions about network gathering. I am going to turn the recording off. We could talk about it then. Anybody that wants information about network gathering, you can see your pastor, your lay leader in your church for registration information. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast now.